Okay, we're in Florence, Arizona, outside of Phoenix. Fantastic place to come to. You drive through fields and just miles and miles of cactuses and small mountains, which are amazing. And they look blue as the sun comes up in the morning. So we're here with Florence USD's superintendent, my good friend, longtime friend, Chris Knutsen. Say hello. 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 Okay, good. And then also I have, let me see if I get you guys correct as I'm going along here. Hold on. Crystal Danzy, yep. Planning and founding principal at Maxine Bush Future Ready Academy. Yeah. This is really long. And Roosevelt School District number 66. This is awesome. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did. Good job.
Okay, good. And I have Tracey Rowley.
Yes.
Who is the Senior Director of Educational Technology and Field Support. Sounds like not enough to do. I'm just kidding. Too much to do.
It's too much, yeah.
Tucson Unified School District. Woohoo! So that's who's with us today. I'm super excited. All right, so let's have you go first then, since you're holding the mic now, and then we'll come back around.
And I would just like to clarify, Florence, I would say, is halfway between Phoenix and Tucson. So
halfway. Yeah, halfway. Yeah, this is fun, right? I love coming all the way out here. Every time we've gone into Phoenix, it's been Buckeye, and one time we were at Higley, but it's mostly been Buckeye. Godfrey used to host us all the time. But yeah, this is exciting to be down here because now we first got to meet you guys. Yes, for the first time. It's so super exciting. Okay, so let's talk about this first and tell the whole world out there. What are you proud of? Like right now, a lot of changes happening in schools and districts. So what are you proud of? What's happening?
For me in Tucson Unified, I think what I'm proud of is that we have been a leader in the space of artificial intelligence with creating policies. We were the very first school districts in Southern Arizona to have a policy that was approved by our governing board and guidelines. And I was able to do that, to bring that forward because of the work of a lot of people within the district. I brought in everybody and anybody who wanted to be on our committees. We had advocates from, and we had spaces at the table for everyone from human resources to technology service. I mean, anybody who wanted to be a part of putting together the policy was a part of it. And so that was really exciting. And then having my education technology specialists are now going around and training everybody and anybody. We've trained food services, we've trained transportation, we've trained, I did a personal training for our school safety officers using AI. It saved them hours of time. And so and then my education technology specialists are training teachers. It's thousands of people have been trained on AI. And I think that's really what's critical, and what makes me the most proud is that we are being thoughtful in our implementation, but doing it making sure that everybody understands what it is, how to use it effectively, and how it can help to save them time and make them more efficient in their jobs. So that's what I've been very proud of doing.
Great. Let's go this way.
Being a part of.
Okay, Chris, proud of. What are you proud of?
Can be anything.
Yeah, but maybe it should be some of the stories you told today about all the success you've had, if you want, or anything.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm really proud right now in FUSD with the teacher shortage out there across the country. We were 97% of our employees signed their contracts and 100% of our administrators. So it tells me we're doing something right in FUSD. As far as AI goes, we're not nearly as advanced as what Tucson Unified is, but it's not going away, so we need to embrace it. And I have a lot of really good tech people in FUSD that are working hard to get us going with it, but that's what I'm proud of.
Good. Right, Krista.
Let me see. I when it comes to the Roosevelt School District, I think I am most proud of their willingness to throw tradition to the wind and open the doors of innovation for the kids that we have now, taking that leap into something that is not very well known especially amongst schools and school districts, and allowing us to say, okay, these are the kids we have in this time we have now. So what could this look like? And how can we start the process of making the shifts in learning and making the shifts in structure, making the shifts in technology, and how we view and use technology to move forward. I'm most proud of them.
I am really proud of that. I'm like excited. Like, I don't really usually run across a lot of districts that are at that moment of self-reflection and going, let's do this. What are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like actually have that much open-minded. That's so exciting. You lucky girl.
I know.
There's jealous people all over out there in, you know, administrator land of
Yeah,
that.
It's
That's
quite
awesome.
fun, I have to say. It's allowed me to do a lot more exploration and dive into the use of AI. We have become very good friends and partners in the creation process. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love AI. Nobody can take it away from me anymore. It's like a binky, right? I'm like, okay, so now we're getting into the challenged by. You've already touched on that, so hold on to the mic.
Okay.
Tell me what the challenge is at Roosevelt.
The challenge is also a part of the pride, the tradition, and trying to move beyond what has been,
Yeah,
what we are comfortable with,
yeah,
what we know to do, um, even though what we know to do has shifted because the educational need and the function of education has shifted. And so it's getting everyone to see that with that shift in the function of education, so must the form change of what education looks like, and being
yes,
comfortable in that. That's definitely the challenge, and making sure that we bring that knowledge and that certainty of need to the community, and helping the community to understand that as well. This is why we, as an educational community, need to shift, um, to support kids now and to support kids in the future.
yeah, but big challenge, right?
It's a
You know, because
huge
humans
challenge.
don't like to change.
No,
They hate it.
no, it's very comfortable to live in what you know.
I know what Tracy's going to say. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Tracy.
I would have to agree with Crystal. I think one of our biggest challenges is that people are, some people are not receptive to change and they will sit in the back at the trainings with their arms folded and they do not want to be a part of it at all. And I think for them, it's, you know, we have to meet our students where they're at and what is going to help them be successful in the future, no matter if it's college or careers. But we're doing them a disservice if we're not meeting them where they are at and what they need to be successful in the future and how they do best with learning. So I think that is definitely a challenge, is those people that are resistant to that. Also in Tucson Unified is we're just like everyone else with declining enrollment. So that is a real challenge for us. Our budgets are shrinking dramatically, and trying to adjust to that new reality is definitely a challenge for us right now.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing because I know you have the same thing. And like, people don't want to change, but they're shrinking and there's pain in every direction. This is a hard time.
Yeah, yeah.
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 All right, Chris, what are you challenged by?
You know, in FUSD, I talk to a lot of people about, you know, change being constant, and you need to embrace the discomfort. This is something that is evolving, and we need to evolve with it for kids, and also budgets. I've been in more budget meetings this year than ever, and having to have current year funding, while not knowing the number of students that you're going to have next year. It becomes. I wish I had a crystal ball, but I think the funding in Arizona is a difficult thing for public schools right now.
Yes, I know. Well, let's go with you next, and I'm going to make a comment before you go. Remember the data I showed earlier? Expect another 9%, 5 to 9. 5 to 9%.
Yeah.
So that's where you're at. So it's not only because the birth rates are down.
Yeah.
It's because of the structural shift of every other industry, the out-migration from cities, the internet now with AI on it, allowing society to atomize into its smallest social groupings. Whereas we've had almost 2 centuries of collectivizing and bringing everyone together into bigger and bigger mountains of bureaucracy. The only way out is smaller units. And it's already happening outside with homeschooling and microschools. If you build it, they will come. I'm telling you, if you build it, they will come. But you can't be what you used to be. So let's talk about what you got out of today. Because I threw a lot of ideas. And the one thing I want to say about Chris, so every other superintendent who is listening to this video later hears this, Chris listens. I've known you for many years, and I'm very happy to have known you. Because you listen, and you take it to heart, and you do something about it. Not everybody out there is doing that right now. They're just going, yeah, maybe I'll retire soon, right? Don't laugh. You're not doing that. But, you know, you learned something. What was your favorite thing today?
Well, I think as leaders, we need to think outside the box and do what's best for our kids.
Yeah.
And every decision that leaders make every day, it needs to be the best decision for kids. So if this is where the train's going, we better get on.
Right. Yep. Not a lot of people talking about where it's really going because they don't know.
Well, everybody's in budget meetings trying to deal with declining enrollment and making very difficult decisions right now. And got to look down the road, though.
Yeah, I got to say, how am I going to do this? Yeah, I don't want to be in your shoes because I know what you mean by hard decision means some people got fired. That's not an easy
we've
thing.
tried to do it through attrition. We really have the
Yeah.
last few years. And we've been able to do that, but I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do that if we continue to see 3 to 5% decrease in enrollment every year.
Yep. All right. Thank you for that. Go ahead.
I think for me it was learning, like you said, Chris, thinking outside the box and thinking about what's coming in the future. We always knew that there was going to be other iterations of AI, but now really you put a real face to and name to them. So I was really thankful to learn about that. And it's going to help us as we plan for the future and plan for what we need to do to be able to keep going into the next 100 years or even next 10 years. So, yeah.
Good.
For me, I think my big takeaway is related to possibility. The possibilities are endless. And I know where we are just based on, the position, the job, and what I've had to look for as far as research and the questions, we've had to ask. And a lot of times the shift and change becomes complicated because of the logistical factors of it.
Yep.
And trying to make it work for what we know needs to be, and seeing all of these different resources that allow for those questions to be answered, as to, okay, how are we going to make this happen without someone on the back end having to consistently put in all of this work? It's almost an impossibility unless you have multiple minds doing it. And the fact that AI can fill some of the void in that and create the efficiency of time use and space use and opportunity is great, because we do want to personalize as much as possible. We always talk about meeting students where they are. That's how you do it. And so we need to start there, but everybody's in a different place.
Yeah. And I would tell you what I like about that comment is it made me realize that what I am doing now as my takeaway from learning AI is I look at what I want, I picture it in my mind, and then I let AI, as much as possible, it doesn't ever do everything I ever want. No, almost never. Find the path there. We're living in a very complex age. So that would be my challenge to you, Crystal. When you run into those things that are like too complex to care about, you're like, here's my problem, blah, 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 blah. How do I convince these 16 people who are of this opinion and these 5 and then manage this and blah, 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 and like figure it out. And then what do I do about my budget? Because I got this over here and da, 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 da. Give me 13 options. That's literally, it's almost like having a second mind that has access to everything everywhere. It's truly amazing. And I'm now thinking that way. Like, you can't give me a problem that I can't figure out. I am invincible. with 16 LLMs behind me,
Mhm.
right? I'm invincible. You can't give me a hard enough problem. You need this done in 10 seconds, I can do it. Like 10 seconds, just give me 10 seconds, I got it, right? That power delivered and executed to our human children is so phenomenal. I want to be doing cartwheels. I'm a little too old for that right now, but that's what I feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so final round of comments. What's your comment on that?
I think everything that you said is absolutely correct. I am super excited to see where we are and where we can be. And I'm excited to be able to and have had the opportunity to travel around a bit to other like-minded people,
Yeah.
systems,
Yeah.
whatever, that are trying to step outside the box and trying to do the same things and encouraging each other as to what that looks like. I see the momentum building. The number of organizations, the number of districts, the number of whatever who are jumping into this thought pattern and process and opportunity is just growing, and it's growing significantly. And as technology grows, so does the enthusiasm to try something new. And so I want to capitalize on that. I think we all should.
Yeah.
I would just add to what you were saying was that what students can do, but it's in the palm of their hands. Right? They can do all of what you just described in the palm of their hands with their phone. I heard I can't remember where
amazing.
I heard it, but when AI first rolled out a couple of years ago, and they talked about how we were in the brick phone era, the phone in the early 2000s, a big giant phone. Well, now we've moved to the flip phone era. But what's next?
Yeah.
Right? What's next? Where are we going next? And that's what's a little scary, but also really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the fact that we're still thinking progressively, because it seems like everything's on a
Oh.
burn down mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like devolving, blah, 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 blah. But I will tell you, devolution is sometimes the clearance for the evolution, right?
I really feel we're in a transformational period of
Yeah.
education. I think this is going to be one of those places that they're going to say it was this way, and then this happened, and now we've made a complete left turn, and now we're doing a whole different direction.
Mhm.
And I think the schools, the teachers that don't make that turn are going to get left behind,
Mhm.
and we're going to leave the kids behind. That's what we gotta. We can't do that to them. We owe it to them not to leave them behind like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because their futures depend on it. Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, one word that popped into my mind when you were talking about cartwheels was infinity. And
Yeah.
infinity, I think we need to keep our minds open and try and help grow our kids. And if this is one way to get us to the finish line, we got to embrace the discomfort.
Yeah. We do. Live through the discomfort. I don't know if that's any different than, a lot of things in life, right? Like, you get together with your significant other, you go through a bit of discomfort figuring them out, them figuring you out, you have your boundaries, you get married, blah, 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 or whatever happens in your life, and you either make it workable or you don't make it workable. But anything worthwhile goes through a period of figuring it out. Productive struggle. Ooh, I like that. That was awesome. That was an awesome final comment. Well, this has been fun. And thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for being with us. Thank you all. Over and out. Yeah.